sorry to cut you there. You see, for me, I've been one person who had lived in South Africa, and as a Nigerian, I know better when you talk about these things. I know that the dealers, the big dealers, are indigenous. They are South Africans. I know the poor Nigerians are being used on the streets to sell these things. I know for a fact that the big dealers are never arrested. I know they're South Africans. I know they are indigenous of South Africa. I know they are the big dealers. They are the one who clears. You cannot lie.
I'm sorry, True News. You don't sound any different from Psycho though.
I mean, I know. So I know for a fact that poor stranded Nigerians in South Africa.
Okay, like who was I think it was last week or last of last week. Like there was a big bus in an OR Tambo airport, and the person was Nigerian. It was not a local. There was a big bus.
Okay,
I think last week or last of last week in airport.
Maybe that one is one out of the 100. Maybe that
True News.
Out of 100.
We actually don't know these things because it's unverifiable. Can you verify? Can you show us the biggest bust of powder in your country? Was it about 2 billion rand? Right, it's 2-3 billion rand. No Nigerian was involved in that. Again, we're telling you to show us these things that you're saying.
I think you misunderstood me. I said one of the biggest was last week or last of last week in OR Airport. I know about the ones that there were Mexicans who were busted in Limpopo. I know about that one. And then there are also cases of Mzungos, and there are also foreigners who operate in Cape Town, and some of them, they were also arrested. So, but if you can go to our South African page or police page on Twitter, like just take 1 day or take 2 hours, just scroll down, you will see the majority who appears there.
You know what, Psycho, your problem is? We spoke about this yesterday.
Okay.
You make very bold statements without facts.
Okay.
You take your observation of a situation and then you conclude that this is how things are in general. Because remember yesterday we were talking about like Xhosa women being the ones that are selling their citizenships to foreigners. And yes, because they get married to foreigners, they get paid 20 rand, and then, you know, they end up getting married. And you concluded that the majority of the people who do this are Xhosa women.
Actually, there's a link. That cute lady, he shared a link about that powder bust that happened last week or last of last week at OR Tambo.
I'm not denying that.
No, like I'm just saying.
Okay, give me a
saying
sec.
for anyone. Sorry. I'm saying for anyone who would like to go and read up on it.
Let me land. Listen, I'm not defending anybody. So, like, I didn't see any articles about the drug bust that you're talking about. But I also think that saying that the majority of the powder. But I'm also saying, like, it gets me back to you using the word the majority based on one article. So we talked about this yesterday a lot when you were talking about Xhosa women and I was defending them.
Okay. I think I know where you're going. Like, I think I know where you're going. Let me ask you this question. Like, how would you draw the conclusion that the majority of certain people are doing things? Or like unless
the SAPS was like, this is the amount of crimes that were committed this last year, and this is the majority of people that, like, the majority of the people were coming from these countries. I'm not going to see a couple of articles and then just draw the conclusion
Let me ask you this.
What?
With the GBVs in South Africa, do we do the same? Do we wait for the government to come up with a stat to say South African men are abusing South African women? Do we wait for the stats? Or let me finish. Do we wait up for the stats, or whenever there is a case, South African women, they go to Twitter and post about the GBV that happens in South Africa?
But are you also aware of just how often the stats for GBV are provided to us? Are you aware of that? because we see that a lot. Just like in December, in January, we got stats that said 4 women every single day, at least 4 women were unalived in South Africa.
Lulu Disco. Yeah, like the same thing as. Wait,
can I interject, guys?
Wait, wait, can we finish Nolu saying so, and then you guys are gonna come in. So Nolu saying so, like it's the same as like you just said now. On January or February, you do get a stats. So that's why our South African police, whenever they get a case, they also update us. It's the same thing as you say. Even
I'm simply saying, listen. I'm not saying that Nigerians are not committing crimes in South Africa. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that you should be wary of using the word the majority of people who commit said crimes in South Africa are Nigerians. Why? Because like I said, if ESAPS said this happened here and it was a foreign national, that still doesn't say that the majority of people are foreign nationals, unless they were providing, like, say, for example, once a month, and they were saying these are many crimes that were committed this month, and the majority of the people that committed these crimes were foreigners. That's the only way you could be saying that the majority of people that are committing the said crimes are foreign nationals.
Okay, let me just get into this, because I see you guys are like kind of shifting away from the status quo. I've been listening to this for a minute. Yeah, guys, let's put one thing on the table. Yeah, we do have people from other countries in our country right now, right? Mm-hmm. And number one, let's not forget, I'm not being pro non-South African. I don't like the word foreigner, pro non-South African or whatever. But let us not forget the opportunity for the minute few, because I was raised by a Zimbabwean lady. You get me? I am closely affiliated with a lot of Nigerian people. The people that come la emzansi to do crime, they do so because opportunity pleases. So before we point a finger to Aluche, you get me, we need to look into Ekasi. Ubra Mike is terrorizing Ekasi by doing whatever he's doing. The people that are selling Nyaupe Ekasi Prawam, if I may correct you, right? I'm closely affiliated with a lot of them. Kemajita Akasi, right? Yes, the people that are literally having the networks to bring in the drugs and, operate things in Mzansi is people from outside. But the people that enable that lifestyle to get in Ekasi, where the root of the young people are, that are messing them lives up with coke, that are messing them lives up with all of those things, if you go to the Kasi and you look at people that are enabling this lifestyle of drug use and crime, my brother, we need to first look at ourselves before we look at other people. Because number one, let's not blame the government on anything. It's
Innocent, you need to censor yourself when you're speaking.
Like, use powder instead of the word. Use powder.
Hi, can I have a word, please?
The floor is yours, ma'am.
Oh, okay. So I'm waiting for the host to give me a platform. Mr. Host or Miss Host, can I have a word?
Yes, please go ahead, ma'am. I'm not a host, but go ahead.
Okay, it's fine. So many things that have been said here. The statistics, the bloggers, the crime, culture or race or whatever, all of those. I think crime has nothing to do with who you are. It's a personal thing. But unfortunately, people who are in South Africa or South Africans would think that foreigners or people from outside South Africa, they are the ones that committing the crime the most. Fair enough, they have a reason to say so. But we have to look on the brighter side of things or the ugly side of things. These crimes were happening before we had many of them in our countries. Like somebody else mentioned that we grew up in a location or township where we know in that certain house they are selling certain things that are harmful to young ones. Right? And, it was a norm. Nobody ever said anything about it.
Can you be specific on the years? Can you be specific on the years, please?
Are you taking me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Like if you can say maybe in 1991 this was happening, in 2002 this was happening, and so forth.
Okay. So I lived in East London. Right. There were people, I think that was early 90s, where we know when we're young, we know certain house they're selling in Tsango. Right?
Okay.
And certain people that my age, that time we were young, we were still in higher primary school, they were using it, right? And they used to go to that certain place, and some of them, when you go to the shop, we will see some other people from the Xhosa tribe from in our areas that they're selling the same thing, or they'll be called by the older brothers or older uncles to sell these things. Those things were happening in our areas, right? Then years later, I moved to Johannesburg. I think 2000 or something like that. 2000, I moved to Johannesburg, and I moved to one of the wealthiest areas in Hillbrow, where I used to live in the flat. There were also people that were Zulu who were also selling something in the flat, in our flat. Selling something.
Okay, Azania.
Right? So all I'm trying to say is, and then also there were also Nigerian, there were other people from other countries. They were doing all of this. So the statistics saying ABC, and because people now are looking at the bloggers, you want us to come to say, oh, the statistics are like this and this and that and that. Just because some of these things in South Africa, I do not think that do they. Okay, let me just because of my work, I can't just say a lot of things. Yeah, let me just.
Yeah, but then questions for you.
Yeah, I don't think because of my job, I don't think I'll be. That is
guys. This conversation.
Wait, can you ask Azania questions? Like this question also goes for you, Innocent. Firstly, yes. I would like to rectify something. Like, if you heard me correctly, I didn't say only Nigerians were pushing. I did mention that. Correct. If you go to our South African police page, you would find Zongos, you would find also the locals. But correct. If you scroll down on that page, most of the cases are Nigerians. Right?
Correct.
So let me ask question. Innocent and Azania, you said you have a first-hand experience. You do see these people doing this, and in South Africa, it's a must if you see someone committing a crime to call up on the cops. Why did you guys call up the cops?
Can I answer first?
Because this is what we're supposed to find. We're supposed to fight crimes who are happening in South Africa.
Can I answer first?
Yes, please.
All right. So let's take theory out of the question and bring in practicality. Let me make a typical example. I don't want to refer to you as psycho. I don't know. Can I refer to you as that?
Yeah, I'm psycho, guy. Psycho is my name.
No problem, psycho. So think about this, right? Theoretically, if I see you committing a crime, I'm going to report it, right?
Yes.
Now, remember what I said about the avenues being opened by us. Now, I report the crime, so did Polani Kumalo or whatever. Ne? What happens after you report the crime? You'll find that a lot of the cops are extorting, right? Not all of them, right? But a lot of them are extorting the I would say drug distributors, or
Use
being
powder, but not the D word.
powder.
Use powder,
I'm sorry.
not the D word.
I'm sorry. The powder distributors, they're the ones that are being extorted by who? Law enforcement. Okay, let's take that out of the question. Now let's come to you as a person, as a human being, as Untu, that if you know that uprasai umuntu flower, right? Prasai will get cops, right, to be in his network to alert him of something. How long do you think Prasai is going to stay angazi that you ratted out? Probably 24 hours, right? And after that 24 hours, let me ask a question. You made the country better by filing in a cop complaint, but your whole family might grieve for you your whole life because you didn't know when to keep quiet, right? So what I'm saying is that this all starts from a personal choice. You get me? If life is beating me up, right? For me personally, I wish this was everyone's mindset. Personally, I'd rather write to a call center and sell policies than to take 10K and buy Selati sugar to distribute to the hood. Because that
Okay, like
builds up love.
Before you continue, bruh, in South Africa there are the anonymity ways of reporting a crime. You can report a crime and still stay anonymous.
I have done that so many times. It's March right now, nah? I've done that so many times, and one of the brewers literally passed my house and just pick a horn at me before
I don't believe that.
So
No, man.
the
So,
thing
okay,
is,
like
the thing
okay,
is,
okay. Let me ask
there's
you.
a
Let me ask
difference
you.
between
you know,
Yamahata out here, nama practicalities. And one thing I like saying to people is that let's not think the way we tweet. You understand? Yes, there's something that we need to do theoretically that is correct, but practically, you understand? Hence why we need to point a finger at us first. You get me? That this thing comes from if the powder distributor is the one giving out food parcels.
Okay. Let me ask you this: if you report crime like anonymous, how would they find you? How would they know that it was you who reported the crime?
Are you living in the same country that we all live in, though?
Yes, I mean
That's what I was about to ask. That are we being in the same hood? Because
Like no saying this. So there are two ways of reporting crime in South Africa. There is a landline, there is an email. Like right now in South Africa, you can go to any my friend shop or go to streets. There are those people who are issuing out the already registered SIM cards. You can make your call, be completely anonymous. That call wouldn't be able to trace back to you. And then there's also an email. You can create a fake Gmail account or whatever service provider you use for emails, and then send an email.
Luckily, you work in IT, so you also know that IP addresses can be tracked.
Yeah,
but
like
the IP address is it's not something big.
Like wait, yeah, you are okay. IP addresses, they can be traced, but who's gonna trace that IP address?
Exactly my question.
Who's going to trace that IP address? I mean, like someone who's busy pushing powder, he doesn't have any time on his hands to busy investing on IT infrastructure.
I think the point is that these people are not out here on the streets just pushing powder. There's a reason why these people it takes so long for these people to get caught, because some of them are friends with the cops.
Exactly.
Yeah, not even friends. And I don't want you to misunderstand this. They are not friends with the cops.
They are
being extorted by the cops.
And also have relationships with the cops. Either the cops get money from them or they are somewhat related to them. And
yeah, but my question, even the cops, they don't have time to trace your IP address back to you.
Let me give you a scenario. I'm going to the police station. I'm sending this email anonymously to the cops, And I'm saying Usaiko has been doing this, he's been selling powder, and everybody's aware of it. And the person who receives the email, let's just say corrupt, and then this person decides that they're gonna, push the case further so that it's investigated. At some point along the line, Psycho's cousin or whatever is a cop, and they like, we're gonna push this under the carpet. Can we not deny that happens a lot? That there's a case already is in the police station, but because Usaiko is this person that has some level of power, nothing's gonna happen to him.
Not necessarily.
Let me tell you this here. Okay, let me say this.
Psycho, continue.
Wait. Let me answer Lolusin this. Late last year, I think it was around late November or early December. So in Mamelodi, there was also a guy who was busy terrorizing the community, and he was also doing those powder pushing. So people of Mamelodi, they also reported that guy anonymously. What they did was they had the email for the mayor, who is Dr. Nasipi. I forgot his Dr. Nasipi Moya. Yeah, Dr. Nasipi Moya, who is the current mayor of Tshwane. They had the email for the station commander and then the police station. So you see all those people. So if the mayor have seen the email, and then the police, they push this thing under the carpet, the mayor would ask like a follow up on that case or on that tip. So there's no way now someone can just push that thing.
Okay,
so you see where we're getting at, Psycho?
You're making a lot of sense, though. You see, you're making a lot of sense. So this is the kind of information that we should be spreading in our communities, instead of just pushing the narratives that all foreigners are the majority of people who commit crimes in South Africa.
No, they can't be majority, guys. Statistically,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's saying it. I didn't. He was the one saying
it. No.
I didn't. I never said.
He's not directly saying it.
Okay, innocent.
He's not saying foreigners and most. No.
He
Guys,
said
look.
Majority. I got the word majority from him.
Mamela,
I think you are just trying not to understand me.
I am not.
Yes.
I'd rather Usaiko say what he said by himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I'm going to repeat, right? Go.
Vinolia. Ubanu Viola.
Viola.
Viola. What's
doing bad things, then we should criticize them for that. If Nigerians are doing good things, we should applaud them for that. If they're doing bad things, we should pretty much condemn them for that. Right, so we are not actually saying Nigerians are not doing bad things in your countries. Of course, we know some of them are doing bad things in South Africa. We're not trying to say Nigerians are not committing crimes. We know this, but your people are coming here to say the majority of Nigerians in your country are the ones doing these bad things. Majority of them. But again, you ask them, how did you arrive? How did you know the majority of these people? Because the last time I checked, it was about 30,000 statistics say over 30,000 Nigerians are in South Africa. So if you're going to tell me majority of these 30,000 Nigerians are the ones doing bad things in your country, you must at least know majority of them. Personally,
they are above 500.
that is unverified. That's actually unverified, sir. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
So as much as I agree with most what you said, Wood, yeah, but then my concern is based on, like, yesterday there were about 3 Nigerians who are in South Africa, right, who have hand experience in South Africa. They came on the panel and said good things and bad things about South Africa. When they were saying bad things about South Africa, nobody came and attacked him. But whenever they started saying good things about South Africa, Hercules, he was Hercules. He came in, it was Hercules and Mr. Nigeria. They came in and started attacking him, and then associated him with some certain tribes in Nigeria, right? Like right now, because I see you like to do research, like, please, can you go to any of our police social media? It can be Twitter or Facebook, but I would prefer Twitter. Go to Twitter, check under our police page, and City of Tshwane. Go and check the crimes. Go and check the most arrested people who are pushing powder in South Africa, and come back here.
No, that's not that data does not exist. Actually, that's what I've been looking for. I've been scouring the internet, checking for the data. But on the contrary, was it last quarter? Right, last quarter, your SAP, I don't know, South African, I don't know how you call it. They did release the crime report. Actually, I think I have that photo here. Actually, give me a second here. They did release the crime report for that fiscal year, and the majority of the crime that was conviction rates of that crime were South Africans themselves. Just give me a second. I'm just going to pull up what I'm saying. I'm not just saying this because I'm saying it. Actually, it's not clear enough. As you can see, Jesus Christ. Just give me a second here. So the majority of the convictions of said crime in your country were by South Africans themselves. I think it was about 68% of those crimes were by South Africans. Foreigners constituted a minority of said conviction, right? So foreigners constituted a minority of said conviction as we speak. So what you're saying does not exist. I think someone has something up there. No, Ricky, go ahead and put what you have up there. Let me try to read that. Guys, carry on. I don't want to dominate this whole conversation.
I didn't catch that.
Muzungus. It's about Muzungus pushing powder in South Africa. And these are the Muzungus.